very ambitious, and reaching for the moon. And she is in a position, she's taking a stance. That's crazy. Spirit says stance. Welcome back to your video. Good, magnificent morning, you guys. We are doing your coffee cup reading, and I must say it was rather interesting. I'll start by this funny story about this reading. All right, so there's a history in the Turkish coffee cup reading, and I was intrigued to try it intuitively through crystals, actually, and little marks that were in crystals that I interpreted in some of the tarot readings. And I said, oh, okay, I can do that, Spirit. And so here we are. I'm doing it. Now, the very first cup that I tried for the collective, I was like, this can't be it, right? You know, I drank, I set my intentions, and I was like, what is this? I didn't even record it. The second cup was so crazy. I was like, nobody's going to believe this. I didn't stir. I didn't use a spoon. There was no reason for this, okay, to have transpired. No reason at all. And I said, ain't nobody going to believe this. At first, it looked like a snake eye. And then I was like, it's a fish. And it was a fish heading into the most turbulent chaos and static that I have ever seen. But I was like, it looked like I did, you know what I mean? And I was like, nobody's going to believe it. So I'm just going to take a break and we're going to come back. And Spirit said, oh, okay, I got something for you. And lo and behold, there's an image, and it's a veil. And the veil had apparent, like, glowing hands, like kind of like this. And so I immediately thought of the high priestess. I thought of healers. I thought some of you have like the Midas touch, okay? And I thought that was very dope. Now, traditionally, where I saw the image in the cup could represent home. And for my star seeds here in this meat suit, your home is in the body. So for some of you, you have a strong gift or an ability where you're connected to spirit, who's like the sage for you. And others of you, I ain't trying to knock your shine. You could very well be like that energy within yourself. But to see like hands glowing in the bottom of a cup was insane. To clearly see the veil as an image was also insane. And I know that we all have different belief systems, and some things are taboo we don't tap into, and I respect that. But for me, as a theology major, and to have, dabbed here and there, I thought of the bride, which is associated with like the Lima, and the bride gave like 11 as a spiritual number that may be significant for some of you. And I think it's the Book of Law, if you want to read more about it. And it was just it's kind of like the chick in Twilight, how she was just this, and I'm getting like all excited inside, like chill bumps almost, maybe because I like that movie a lot, or it's just the spirit. But it was just, she, like they said, I think in the dawn when they were having the fight with the ancestors or whoever they were, the legends or whoever, when the guy looked and said, my, what a bride, right? Oh my God, that's what I mean. Just like someone who's unexpected, one of a kind, a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? Like a change maker, and humble, because she had no idea that one day she would wake up and be that, to be chosen and selected, like the bride, the prize, right? I thought that was super dope. So that could be significant for some of you. Now, I will say that the love life could be a bit more challenging than the home or finances. I'll also say that while the past is pretty much pattern ish, the future has this opening or this portal. And I thought that was beautiful because there may be opportunities there. But some of us, there's a focus in the past. And then for others of you, if you have any question, your gifts and your abilities, I feel, have been mastered from past lives, because the bride, the more the cup sits, she seems to be with her back turned to the future, kind of like slightly turned, looking at it. And as she's doing so, there's these orbs around her. There's one at the bottom, one at the top. And I thought that was kind of cool too, where you may have, I don't know, ancestors, passed on, loved ones, guides. You may have the capacity to read auras and all of that if you're into that. I also saw, like, for some of you, in the finances, I feel that your fortune, like where it's solidified and there's no change or turbulence or on and off, it does come. I don't want to say later in life, because later in life for you could be starting now. You know what I mean? And it could even be in your natal chart, because I've read that before, where like you may have a better ending than the beginning, because the beginning is what it is, right? But it's more vivid as we get to the future. It's a lot more vivid for you. And the path, while it's darker, I don't think that it's darker in the sense of trouble. I feel that it's more stable and solid, possibly even permanent, but, I ain't trying to overthrow it. But it's this, it's this love life that is very interesting, where I don't feel to this point you've felt at home in relationships. Excuse me. And it just appears that there's a disconnect between comfort zone and home and love life. And then in the future, it's like not as big of a deal as it may have been in the past, which could be this opportunity or this opening. Some of you, it could even be like heart opening, because I also saw that, where there's like a heart opening or some sort of activation. And I know that for some collectives or cultures and tradition, that heart opening is connected to like light body. Light body is like a higher aspect of self, and your higher self is like in the bottom of the cup. So I feel that for my starseeds that may not feel comfortable, or feel like, I don't know if you can see it good because of the lighting, but we'll all live. Some of us have an inherited nature of, I don't want to say neglect or abandonment, but it's just like if you come from somewhere else and you're in a new place, there's that, right? And until we familiarize ourselves with something familiar, there could be this feeling of absence or a void. Now, I also saw this like an eyeball, and I don't know why I keep seeing these eyeballs, but it's like here, straight down, right? You see this line right here, straight down. I feel like that could represent a connection that you've had early in life. Um, when I think about the eyeball in the finance area, right? Even on the dollar bill, you have like the all-seeing eye that's kind of separated from the what is it, trapezoid or whatever. And I feel that, not to give away too much game, that is connected to perfection or temperance, um, where I feel when the trapezoid and the triangle connect, that is the trine, right? But as long as they're separated, there's like a disconnect from source. Oh my God. And that's fitting for a starseed to have experienced early, I don't know, throughout your lifetimes or um, in this life, like a disconnect from source. And that connection strengthens over time. I mean, it takes you a while. For some of you, it may take, and I don't want to say that and it sounds discouraging. It's just that though the connection starts, early, it just strengthens over time. I'll say that. Where the future, it's stronger. But in the past, it may have not been. And I think that that's pretty nice, right? Now, oh, there we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Some of you, you know how like there's let me see if you can see this. This is crap. I want you to be able to see it the way I see it without me messing up stuff. Can you see her? Let's see. How can I, if I turn it this way, do you see this figure? Okay, I hope this thing doesn't fall. Okay, so where'd she go? Here. Right. There she is there. Okay. It's like a lady, and I can see a nose. I can see the chin and the neck, an eye, and it's like the hair is the cup, pretty much. Now, before I saw her, I saw a figure walking up a mountain or some stairs. And this, this may be connected. I want to say a love life, maybe not. And just before I even like connected to that, it just gave me, when in I don't want to say tradition, but folklore's biblical terms, walking up the mountain is like coming up that hill. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, that's crazy. So that's the issue with the love life. I think that it strengthens you, whatever this one connection is or all of the connections. I just feel that you, spirit, your higher power, whatever, I'm sure there has been some discussions, right? And maybe this is just you're being heard, or if you're waiting for an answer, it's like the high priestess. I know in the suit of, in the major arcanas, she whispers to the fool like when he's ready, or when she's ready. And so right on the shoulder of this figure is another figure. And I thought of like, you know how you have the one side and the other side, where they have like the good side and the bad side or whatever. Now this side, there's a clear path to this figure on the shoulder. Nothing hindering it. Clear path. I don't know. Let me see. God damn it. if we could see this together. I know maybe that's the point of it, but others of you, it's just keep it player. Just listen to me, right? If you don't see it, but down this opening, that's where the figure is, right? Um, but on the other shoulder, this thunderbolt is huge. Let's see, make sure if I'm trying. Okay, you see it. Okay, let's see. Down this path, right? Yeah, right there. Um, and so that's the left side. The left side is the past, usually. And the right side could represent the present or the future. So with this thunderbolt, possibly, the lovers coming out of the tower, or it just kind of represents. I've seen in some decks the throne of God. That was new to me when I saw that. Unexpected situations, instability, the glass ceiling being broken, the lies, right? So there's this past energy is just, it seems like, well, someone could say, well, isn't that all of us? Not really. But it seems like this past energy is so influential and has happened more than once. I would say like 2 or 3 times, where if there was an incarnation with the person, they kind of like drift off, where 3 become 2 later, but that takes time, and I'm talking about a lot of time. But prior to that, I don't know, maybe that was the first lifetime. Who knows? If you incarnated with this feeling of a soulmate, right? There may have been a time where y'all thugged it out for the most part the whole time. And there could be like one of you connected to spirit, your higher self, or something, and the other one not. Because where I see one of you here with this dual, like in the beginning it was 2 merging into one, this other part here, because these are the 2 that I'm referring to, if y'all can see these 2, this one from the beginning 2 became 1, but here it's a figure on the side of it, like it just never connected. The figure itself is just itself, and whatever it could have merged to or with, it didn't. So that's interesting. It may also represent okay. If that's the sun, y'all see that big circle right there, right? It looked like a there we go. Right down this way. I'm gonna get better at this, don't worry. But here's that circle. If that's representing the sun or source, and okay, these energies went out. It was just like like I said, the 2 became 1, and then there was this one individual one. We'll piggyback. What is that parking lot that? Because that's like this whole other story that it may be very specific. But yeah, I thought that was beautiful that I didn't notice her. And then that's like fate, right? The 3 fates. If I find another woman in this cup, it's gonna be on and popping. But that's huge. So in the beginning, to see this veil and this lady, and she's like, I don't know, her manner and the mannerism and the figure is just like very feminine and free and like liberated. Super dope. And this one is like poised and elegant. Oh, the future. Your future self is like big, big, big. Because she's looking to, my right, which if this were like a tarot card looking to the right, she's she's looking forward to the future with all of this stuff that I've been talking about. Oh, okay. Maybe this hasn't happened yet where there's this mergence and sources involved. Okay, okay. But she's looking forward in the future with this huge tower here. Um, there's this lingering thing from the past, though, just sitting on her shoulder. That's interesting. Hmm. Or it's an aspect of her that doesn't make it to like the future, which could be for better or for worse. So there's still like this separation of some sort. Like I said, I see the tower. Um, there may be a separation of some sort where I don't know if it's subconscious, the person in the back of your mind, honey, or this negative energy, because that's what I think of when I think of the left and the right and the past and the good and the bad. There's something possibly that's not for the highest good that you carry, and thankfully, it doesn't remain a part of you forever. And if it does, it doesn't have an effect on the future, which is dope. What may have an effect on the future comes from your heart. I like that. And then this drip goes from like the heart, the throat chakra, up through like right between the nose and the eyes. So it's kind of like the third eye. And, moving forward, and I'm talking about source and all these other figures. It's insane. It's like I could do this all day. Whew. Okay. So let's see, because that's crazy. I'm so focused on this veil and these hands at the bottom of the cup and you'll see, I'll do like some picture in pictures because I didn't do the lighting to support the visual, right? Because it's set up for the tarot, but you ain't gonna miss a beat. I'll make sure that the picture in picture comes up for you guys. So, but yeah, the future is like some of you may have a lot of questions or focuses on the past, because the future is just like so limited in information. And I don't know if that's like it was supposed to be that way, or if that's just your energy. But there's this I don't know, there's this unknown, there's a gap, there's a huge gap. And that's interesting because like what's the gap? It's like I want to start shuffling cards. This is good. And then I know, since we were talking about like the three chicks, or maybe even I know it's three chicks and the three cups, I see two of them. And it's like, I know there's one missing, one got their back turned, what that mean or whatever. But there's a pattern for the most part. And there's just this huge gap here. And it's actually one of the darker parts, like on the round too. That's interesting. It's like, what does that mean? Child, that maybe with fate and destiny, that you have the capacity with source to create a future based on the intentions and your vision. Ooh, thank you, because that's so big. How could it's just so much in this cup. But thank you, Spirit. So the crescent moon, the two hands, all right, at the bottom of the cup down there, these glowing hands, if you can see it. I thought about reaching for the moon because while they look like glowing hands, it also looks like, a crescent moon. And so I was like, what's that? What does that phrase means, reaching for the moon? And a saying came up that if you wanted to finish, like, one of those triathlons, is that a thing, or marathons, um, overnight, that you might want to reach for the moon. And I thought about one of the aspects of the high priestess is she believes in the impossible. Her optimism is unmatched. So for some of us, you could be, the type that whatever goal you have set up for yourself, whatever this relationship soulmate thing is, or this huge open space in the future, it's like, it's big. It's bigger than anything else in your whole life. um Very ambitious and reaching for the moon. And she is in a position, she's taking a stance. That's crazy. Spirit says stance. In my mind I heard stance. I don't know where. Because that's how it's positioned. Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, a veil, the bride, it was all like feminine or whatnot. But it's giving powerful, like long, full hair. I can see two legs, and I don't want to say her back is bent, but the way the hands are, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's not, oh, it's a full moon. Oh, okay. So a second ago when I was like, you see the dot over there, that's source right there, that's the sun. Now, if that's the moon and she reaching for the moon, baby, she not playing. I hope y'all can see this good. Where there's the full moon. Here she is, and there go the hands. And she gonna reach. She gonna grab that motherfucker, and it's within her reach, cause she's bigger than the moon. This is so fun though. I can't do this all day. I would, but I like where it is, and I'm so inspired to continue to do these for you guys. This lady, I don't see how. The bottom of the cup took my attention. Oh, and it's as above, so below. Oh my God. So here is how I saw, when the cup is this way, I see the chick that's definitely gonna reach for the moon, right? I hope y'all can see this as good as I can. If not, like I said, I'll get the picture and picture up. This is how I see the moon lady. This way. But this grand goddess in the sky is the opposite way. And let me see one more time so we can see her. God damn. Y'all see her? I need to take, if I didn't have this on her like this is so crazy. But that's okay. It's my first one. Y'all see her. That's all right. I'm going to take a picture. But how did I miss her? That was like a goodie. Because I was already psyched and souped up about this bride down here with these glowing hands. There we go. Okay, forget this light. I was so excited about seeing that, and then still shooken by this crazy fish and the static. Because I was like, I didn't even use a spoon. Like, did the scrapes get in there? And I was like, that's kind of creepy. I don't see how, but it's like as above, so below. Here is the goddess chick reaching for the moon, because I'm going to call her the goddess chick, the bride, the veil, the lady with the glowing hands, honey. And then I have to turn it in, the opposite direction. And it's an even bigger image. And so if I have any men in the audience, it don't have to be a girl. These my eyes look with yours. Oh, but it's crazy. It's so crazy. And that's what we have for our first coffee cup reading, and I do hope that it helps. Until next time.